had this concept to combine stage tech with optically treated glass. I'd say about 7 years ago, I had a version on my coffee table that was pretty easy to make. This was a lot harder. To my surprise, it worked really well and no one had done it. So I figured I should be the one doing it. I'm an artist out of Brooklyn, and Rochambeau is my studio, and we build the Infinity Cube.
What you can see behind me is called the Infinity Cube. LED walls and then mirrored glass, so you have endless reflections and stuff in the room. So I just wanted to try something kind of like a fun house in a way concept.
I think that my primary professional concern across the board, whether it's game day, photo shoot day, I want to make the Houston Texans look as awesome as I possibly can.
So media day for us as a team kind of come up with, okay, how do we make this year different? How does this look?
When we were ideating for this photo shoot, I became very interested in the idea of visual maximalism. More is more. You know, it's Texas, everything's bigger and better in Texas, more is more in Texas. So taking that idea, just started piecing together that inspo board, right? Just like saving pictures across the internet, across Instagram.
In-house ideate first, and then if we branch out and bring other groups in, and then it just kind of expands from there.
When you're trying to come up with something new and fresh to show the fans, because you don't want to show them the same thing over and over again, right? They want to see something new.
And Zach brought this guy and this concept to us.
I came across Dave, his product, the Infinity Cube, and his company, Rochambeau.
Zach found me on Instagram.
It stood out to me, and it was solving for my visual concerns at the time, right? It was creating a real-time, real space, practical effect in-camera environment.
Calendar clicked on, we stayed in touch, saw the opportunity, made it happen. And then from there, it becomes very collaborative.
We originally reached out to them, and then another company we use, Triglass Productions, is really good at like telling a story on why would players get in this cube.
Gavin came to us. He had a cool idea for this cube, something that I've never seen before. So right when he showed it to us, we thought it was a great idea, and we wanted to figure out how we can use it and tell a story around it. Threw some ideas around at the office and pitched a couple to Gavin. We landed on the one that we're doing right now. We're trying to show how the players and the team of the Houston Texans really act as the energy and life for the stadium and for the city of Houston, especially on Sundays.
They got here, I think it was about an 8-hour build. The glass configured, get the LED wall constructed.
Making sure the geometry's right, the structure's right, that it gets here, that's important.
Nerve-wracking thing too, you're transporting glass in a truck hoping it gets here, okay. Triglass came in later that day and we did some shots.
Crafting the story all around the cube. Today's a pretty easy day where we're just having the players come in, and now it's all about getting their personalities and putting that on film as well. Chris here is shooting it all, so he's gonna be doing all the heavy lifting today. I kind of just sit back and make sure that all goes smoothly.
Time with the player is fairly limited each day, so we want to get as much inside the cube with the guys as we can. Almost a 30-hour week already, just Saturday and Sunday, just getting to today.
Part of the process where we're trying to come up with the story using the ideas that Gavin and Dave brought to the table.
I'll work with the Texans and Triglass and the various partners, and then I'm essentially a guiding hand to make sure that the vision fits the opportunities of the structure.
I thought by leveraging his creation, I could change settings on the fly. I could shoot in a way that is more similar to the way that I shoot on game day, a more dynamic, fluid photography process, as opposed to sometimes when you're using studio strobes, maybe it's a lot slower, it's a lot more pragmatic, you can't really make big changes on the fly. I could be successful and work in a way that was more intuitive and more natural to the way that I like to work.
Every media day is a little bit different. Like you kind of have a plan and you try to plan for as much logistics as you can, but so far it's been smooth and we've gotten a lot of good stuff.
Seeing it come to life, seeing how we've lit this whole area, the amazing designs on the cube.
They walk in the room and obviously it has a wow factor, and then that comes out in the player's performance.
Hit your helmet a little.
People get excited. It's not a green screen, it's not routine.
They were great, show great energy. Where they move around to some of the different stations where they just might be standing in front of a green screen, or they might be doing just a sit down straight interview.
They get here and they see the lights and they see the experience and they discover that when they walk inside, they can no longer see out, and all of a sudden the energy's there, and then half the work's done.
Players come into the cube, act as the driving force behind everything leading up to game day and really igniting the stadium. And with the amazing visuals, it brings a lot of energy as well.
I've had a pretty fun career and I've been involved in a lot of really cool stuff over the years, but it's a little different when it's a gig versus when it's something you imagined.
This project could never have happened if it hadn't been for Gavin, Kenny, Lily, their department. This being collaborative is what made it possible.
Some really talented guys. Everybody here at the Texans has been really awesome too.
It's still fun because you never know when you start the idea process where it's going to end up, each year. And every year it ends up being, I think better than you almost expected it to be.
The most rewarding part of my job is when I can be collaborative with my coworkers and friends. Sometimes if you're the only one taking the pictures and you're doing the whole thing by yourself, when you're done, you look up, you're kind of by yourself, and that's not as fun or rewarding, but when you're doing it with other departments and other people that you know, that's the fun of working in a creative group.
This is sort of my pirate ship, get to take it to some really cool places. And right now we're in the bottom of NRG Stadium. Pretty wild when it's not just a job you found, but a thing you made and it's taken you to these places.